Hi guys, it's another episode of Steins Gate Zero, the alternative timeline, the second timeline. In the last episode, we finished an ending. God, I can't believe we finished an ending. That's crazy. That's way earlier than I expected. I'm currently working on the second ending right now. In the second ending, Leskinen for some reason wants to hook us up with Krise this time, and not Maho, which is very weird. I don't trust Leskinen, I don't like Leskinen, and since last episode, I mean, not liking him, maybe like, I don't trust him, definitely, and we know why from the last episode. And yeah, let us just continue. I'm a little tired today, so I won't be as energetic, but I think that'll like fix itself when I play. So yeah, I hope you guys. God damn it, there's this fucking fly. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Fucking die. Anyway, guys, let's not get distracted. I have to log in. Okay, second ending. Let us go. When I finished talking to the professor, I went to the lab. I confirmed on the phone that my ID was just fine. Right, we are on our way maybe to the Christmas party. The second Christmas party. I have to also look at my watch so that I don't over-record again. There we go. I confirmed on the phone that my ID was just fine, but I wanted to see her for myself. Her? Why? Is he worried about her? I could see from the outside that the lights in the lab were on. I ran up the stairs to get away from the cold and opened the door. Hi.
Mayuri, いるか?
I felt a small impact on my chest when I opened the door. Hello? They are not... Okay, they don't have their Christmas. I mean, it's the 15th of December, so it's still too early. Why is Lukako here?
悪い.
Hi.
僕の方こそごめんなさい。
Why did you run into me? Evidently, he was just about to leave. Lukako looked up at me apologetic. For some reason, he was blushing a little. He still has a crush on you. Don't forget. Only Dado and Lukako were in the room. There was no sign of Mairi or Suzuha. Why does he want to look for Mayuri and Suzuha? Did you want to talk to them about something? I think it's because we did already have a timeline change. Rintaro already had one. And I think for a very, very short time, he just looked at war and then went back. So I think that's why he's worried right now and wants to talk to Suzuha and or see Mayuri. I'm puzzling things together that happened in the last episode. I'm sorry.
よかった。もう少し早く帰っていたら、岡部さんと入れ違いになっているところでした。
Huh. He's glad that he's meeting us.
もしかして、俺を待っていたのか?
はい。
When?
と言っても、別に大した用があったわけじゃないんです。差し入れを持ってきただけで。
Snacks.
おまんじゅうもらったよ。
Are you already eating them? Dad had already eaten about half the box. Well.
いただき物ですから。皆さんにどうぞ。
Who? I'm scared of being poisoned. Who gave that to you?
そうか。ありがとう。
つうか、ルカシ、時間大丈夫なん?
What? Where are you going, dude? Lukako looked up at the clock and started to fidget.
実はこの後、お家にお客さんが来ることになってるんです。
Oh!
客?
Who?
ルカ子のか?
いえ、父のお客さんです。なぜか僕にも同席してほしいと言われまして。
I'm sus of everyone right now.
父は普段同じ趣味を持った人を呼んで長い時間話し込んだりするんです。
What is his hobby? What is Lukako's dad's hobby? Did he mention that before?
難しい話ばかりで僕にはよく理解できないので、普段はお茶を出すぐらいしかしないんですけど。
I see you.
どうして同席してほしいと言われたのか。
Why does he want you there? I don't know.
難しい話って宗教とかそっち系の話か?
Lukaku's family ran the Yanabayashi shrine, one of the oldest in Akihabara.
そういうわけではないみたいなんですけど。
Okay.
この前のお客さんとは有明がどうとか晴海の頃はどうとかそういうお話をしてました。
When?
晴海、有明.
Yeah. When those places?
さすがルカシのパパ、恐ろしい子。
What?
岡部さんや橋田さんはわかるんですか?
I don't know.
まあ、なんとなくはな。
Oh, would you like to share with me?
でもその話はまた今度だ。客が来るなら早く帰った方がいい。
それじゃあ僕はこれで
Damn.
また来ますね。
We had a very short interaction with Lukaku. Maybe we'll have more. You don't know. We also, I'm surprised how little we saw of Shining Finger. Right? We only saw her at the presentation that Leskinen did with Maho. I think that's the only time that we saw her. Damn, are we gonna meet her like in another ending? I hope so. It would be bomb. He bowed deeply and disappeared out the door. Yeah, I watched him go, then sat down on the sofa.
マユリは
The usual
メ
question.
イクいいんじゃね？今日は来てないよ。
Can I call her, I wonder? Then I guess I'll have to wait a little. Or should I go get her? Let me save. I wonder what happens if I call her. Can I even call her? I can't. Okay. Or should I go get her?
そういえばオカリン、さっきの電話だけどさ、あれ、なんだったん？
That call? He was probably talking about the phone call I'd placed to him before I went to see the professor. The call?
あれは気にしないでくれ。
The
多
call?
分俺の勘違いだ。
What call?
そうなん？だったらいつ
Oh! I think right after Rinsaro had that timeline change experience, he instantly called Daru and asked what year it was and stuff. Ah, okay, so that was that. Don't worry about it. I remembered the strange sensation I'd experienced. I'd wondered if I'd shifted between world lines, but several hours had passed and nothing had changed. I think we have shifted. I think we have. I think there's like a different outcome that this world line is going to have. Maybe it's also war, but in a different sense. So, in a different shape. We'll see though. Actually, I wasn't even sure if I'd really experienced it anymore. Oh, memories were like that. Especially for me.
それにしても
Shit.
ハルミとはさすがはルカシのパパベテラン戦士っすな。
What are they talking about?
戦士がどうしたって？
Hi, Suza. Speaking of warrior. Suza got back before Mayuri did.
ルカ兄さんのお父さんって戦士なの？
Yeah. How come he gets Mister when I'm stuck being Uncle Okani? Well, he's older than you.
そうだお。それも戦士の中の戦士、歴戦の強者と言っても過言じゃないのだぜ。
Totally. Let me check something. Did I misunderstand? Mr. Luca. Okay. Luca, she's giving more respect to than Okabe. Rip.
そうなんだ。でもルカ兄さんの家って確か神職だと聞いたけど。
Yeah.
ああ、そうか。神職の人も昔は兵士だったって言うよね。
Who says that? She'd convinced herself. Yeah.
確かにルカ兄さんはすごかったし、納得だ。
What? In what way? Amazing? Yeah, amazing. What was amazing? I decided to just pretend I never heard that. Maybe Lukaku has his like fucking sicko mode arc in the time skip. You never know. And during war times. Oh, it's so awkward. It still felt awkward looking at Suzuha. I'd avoided coming to the lab mostly to avoid seeing her.
オカリンおじさん、そんな顔しないでよ。
What face am I making? Evidently, she could read my thoughts just from the look on my face. She seemed upset.
私のことを避けてるのは分かってるからさ。
お前が悪いわけじゃないんだけど。
It's not your fault. Yeah,
つ
it's
う
his
かスズ
conscience.
ハ、今日もこんな時間まで何してたん？
Working on the time machine, probably?
もしかしてどこかの男とデートとか？いけません。そんな
Oh
どこ
my
の誰かも
God!
知らない男とのお付き合いなんてお父さんは許しませんよ。
Listen up, your daughter is more locked in than you could ever be, okay?
違うよ。そんなんじゃない。
本当に？
Bitch. I thought it was a joke, but evidently he was serious about it. His tone was far less joking than usual. Yeah, he knows how degenerate men can be because he is a degenerate, so he's like extra careful. It must be hard being a dad. Yeah.
本当だって。
Uh-huh.
だったら父さんの目を見て言いなさい。
Is she avoiding eye contact?
父さんがそれ言う？
Yeah.
どういう意味なんそれ？
You're running away from your future wife, bro.
母さんというものがありながら、いっつもそこで変なゲームばかりやってるじゃないか。
Oh. Oh, the struggle.
それは2次元と3次元はあくまで別物ですし。
お前2次元も3次元も関係ないって前に言ってなかったか？
He's regressing right now.
おかりん、そういうことここで言う？
You told me you were bi!
ひどいよ。
You told me you were bi! How dare you betray me like this? I'd never been on Daru's side when it came to his hobbies though. Yeah, understandable.
ご本。とにかくそういうことなら今日は何をしていたのか父さんに言いなさい。
Wouldn't you like to know?
何って？
None of your
や
business.
ましいことがないなら言えるはずだよ。
Huh. Susa glanced at me, then sighed in resignation.
人を探していたんだ。
Oh, interesting. Is she going to share Kagari with both of us now?
人？それってやっぱ男？
Oh,
違うって言ってるじゃないか。
my god.
小さな女の子。
Yeah.
今はもう私より年上になっちゃってるか。
That was a strange way to put it. I glanced over at Daru, who looked back at me.
実はさ、
Here we go.
私が乗ってきたタイムマシンにはもう一人乗っていたんだ。
I wonder how we will meet Kagari this time.
なんだって？
すずはそんなん初耳なんだけど。
今まで話してなかったからね。
Damn. I wonder why Suzuha decides to share this information with Rintaro too. In the previous wildline, she only shared this info with Daru. She was looking down at her feet and I could see...
その同乗者は何者だ？今どうしてるんだ？
She doesn't know where she is. Dumbass, that's why she needs your help. She was looking down at her feet and I could see she regretted bringing it up. Because you guys are children about it.
どうしているかはわからない。
わからないって。
Yeah.
はぐれちゃったんだよね。1998年にここ、
Yeah.
秋葉原で。
They had beef. 1998, that would have been 12 years ago. So it wasn't just Suzuha who came from the future. It took some time for the meaning of that to sink in.
でもなんでそんなことになったん？
私とその子は IBN5100 を探すために、
Yeah.
はじめ1975年に飛んだ。
This fucking
理由
IBN.
はおじさんならわかるよね。
Yeah. I nodded silently. I sure know shit about this IBN. I wish I didn't know.
なんとか無事に IBN5100 を手に入れた私たちは今度は1998年に飛んだ。
And in 1998, Kagari broke this IBN with a handgun. I think.
2000年問題を回避するミッションのためにね。
Yeah.
2000年問題？
Y2K. That was one of the big events at the end of the last century, along with Nostradamus' prophecy. But in the end, after all the fuss made by the media and pundits, nothing really happened. Was that because John Titor had come from the future to fix it? If that was the case, then wow.
その
Insane.
1998年にトラブルが起きてその子とはぐれちゃったんだ。
それで
Trouble.
はぐれたままタイムマシンで跳躍したのか？
Trouble, she calls that.
仕方なかったんだ。あの子は自分からタイムマシンを飛び出してしまったし、
Yeah.
それに
She must have remembered something because she swallowed her words with a bitter expression.
もちろん私だって探した。
Yeah.
燃料の残量が許す限り何度も細かいタイムトラベルを繰り返してあの子の姿を探し回った。
Yeah, she wasted fuel to look for her. In the end, she'd never managed to find her.
大体の事情は分かったけどさ、どうして今までそんな大事なことを黙ってたん？
She didn't feel comfortable sharing, but I don't necessarily know why.
あの子を見失ったのは
Ah.
私の落ち度だ。ちゃん
Ah.
と自分で責任を取りたかったんだ。
I see him.
水臭いな。
Dado's words were soft.
僕たち親子だろ。困った時は頼ってくれてもいいのだぜ。
Oh, you're not alone, Susan.
父さん、
So cute.
その子を探せばいいんだろ。だったら僕らも手伝う。な、オカリン。
Sure, my right-hand man. By the way, like, my opinion on Dado's always the goddamn pendulum. Swinging from, like, his perverted self and also his responsible father self. It's, like, crazy to me that he can be both at the same time.
な
Goddamn.
俺もか
Yeah?
当たり前だろ。
Or do you not
別
give a
に未
shit?
来を変えてくれっつってるわけじゃないんだし。
It might
それ
change
くら
the
いやって
future.
くれてもいいっしょ。
It might change the future.
ま
To be honest, after refusing all her requests to save the world, I was feeling a little guilty. A little? I'd like to help her if I could, but I wanted to know what she'd do after she found her.
で、その子の名前と年齢は、ちなみに可愛い女の子だよね。
Shut the fuck up.
男とか言ったら父さん許さないぞ。
Oh my god.
女だよ。
Okay.
オッケー。名前とスリーサイズもやろう。
Bitch, shut up!
3サイズなんて知らないよ。だって別れた時のあの子は10歳だったんだから。
幼女か。
Oh my god, a child! Call her a child!
じゃあ今は22歳になってるはずだな。
Yeah.
名前プリーズ。
Bitch, shut
名
up!
前はカガリ。シーナ・カガリって言うんだ。
Yeah.
シーナ
As in Mairi? The name was an unusual one. A girl who was part of Dado's group in the future, who had the name Sheena.
すずは、まさかその子って。
Could she be?
うん。彼女の母親の名前はシーナ・マユリ。
Yeah.
カガリはマユ姉さんの子供なんだ。
Adopted daughter. Mairi's daughter. Of course, it was possible that Mairi would choose to have a child in the future. But the fact that I'd never even thought about it made the shock that much worse. If she had a daughter, she must have had a partner. Ah! That's also what I thought to myself, like, I'm pretty sure Nintendo thinks, who that? And now he does. Goddamn. And that partner couldn't be me. Yes, you died. Because I died in 2025. Huh? Wait a second. If she was 10 in 2036, then she would have been born in 2026. I'd have to learn more, but if I died in 2025, wasn't it possible, maybe, barely, that it could be me? Are you this desperate? Oh my fucking god. He's like, I need to be the main character. I need to be the father. I'm the main character. Why is that so funny to me? Bruh, that just couldn't be me. It isn't, bitch. Just like Suza had appeared before Dado, she was going to appear before me. He wants his father moment so bad. You're not gonna get it. Holy shit. Oh my god. Who was that? I couldn't ask.
あれちょい待ち。シーナってことは、名字はそのままってことだよね。ってことは。
カガリは繊細孤児だよ。
Yeah.
身寄りがなかった彼女をマユ姉さんが引き取って育てたんだ。
ああ、なんかそれ、マユシらしいかも。
Mairi's so sweet. I realized that I was relieved in more ways than one, and I hated myself a little for it. Wow. He realizes he does not want to take the responsibility of a father figure. Can't blame him. Even if she did marry someone else in the future, as long as that made her happy, it was for the best. Yes, glad you're realizing
私は
that.
マユ姉さんからカガリを頼むって言われたんだ。だからこんなことになっちゃいけなかった。
Damn.
あの子はいつだってマユ姉さんにべったりだったし、この時代には知り合いなんているはずもないから。
She's still very clingy to her mother.
ずっと心細い思いをしてるはずなんだ。
その子はどうしてはぐれてしまったんだ？
Beef.
さっきトラブルと言ったが
Beef. If she'd come to a new era in the time machine at 10 years old, Suza would have been the only person she could rely on. There was no way she'd leave Suza and run off on her own.
私にもわからない。
What do you mean?
過去に飛んでからのかがりは
Yeah.
精神的にかなり不安定だった。
Okay, yeah. She doesn't know the cause of her anger, of Kagari's anger, because I don't know either. Her anger, her resentment for changing the future came from some kind of voice that whispered into her head. Some bullshit. And that's sus as fuck. That made sense, come to think of it. Come to think of it. Dot, a young girl just 10 years old, was suddenly taken to a world where she knew no one. Of course she'd be scared.
その子の写真か何かはある？
Nope.
あ、
She does? She does? Yo! She showed me a tattered picture with two girls in it. One was an adult woman. I couldn't see her face, but maybe it was Mayuri 20 years from now. It is Mayuri. Hiding behind her was another girl. Was that Shina Kagari?
この子が22歳に成長してるわけか
Yeah.
いまいち想像がつかないな
That is, if she was still alive. Don't say that to Suza. Even if Japan was a safe, peaceful country, it would be hard for a young girl to get by on her own. If she was lucky, someone might take her in and give her to an orphanage, but if she wasn't... Suza was probably well aware of that possibility, so I didn't bring it up. Yeah, she's also pessimist.
なおかりん、協力してくれよ。
Hi.
マユリの養女なんだろ
Yeah.
だったら
Aww.
見つけてやりたいさ
What he wouldn't do for Mayuri, I can't even imagine. He would do anything for her.
でも鈴葉はいいのか
Hmm.
俺が手伝っても
Damn. I felt sure that Suza was disgusted with me. Your self-hate is so strong, you can probably imagine everyone being disgusted by you if you try hard enough, Rintaro, okay? Oh my god. I had a chance to save the world and I had given up. For a good reason, in my opinion. My god. Would she want help from a person like that?
おじさんさえ良ければ人手は大いに越したことはないと思うから。
Hmm.
そうかだったら手を貸すよ
Yeah. There's another... Oh, I killed it! Yo! Sorry, as it was another fly. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Of course, I didn't think this would make up for that, yeah.
ありがとう。
Goddamn.
マユシーの幼女がどうしたの？
Nothing! What? She heard that? You didn't hear shit. Everyone turned around at the sudden voice.
てってる
You didn't hear shit?
おかり、本当に待っててくれたんだね。
Mayuri, forget everything you heard just now. Mayuri.
どうしたの？
The moment I saw her, I finally relaxed. Ah, she's still there.
よかった
Ah!
マユリ
Ah! He has so much trauma. Oh my god. I took her small hand in mine and felt the warmth. She was alive.
おかりん？
I'm so glad you're here.
すまない
I could kiss you, I'm that happy.
別に嫌じゃないから大丈夫。
God, this makes me want to play the Steins dating game so bad. Like, especially the Mayuri route. Ooh, I want to play that game so bad, bro.
マユ姉さん、いつからいたの？
Well,
今来たばっかりだよ。
thank God. I was careless. I was so focused on what Suza was saying that I didn't see Mayuri come into the room. Yeah.
ねえねえ、マユシーの幼女がなんとかって聞こえたけど、何の話をしてたのかな？
It's nothing important.
それはその
Cloning and DNA engineering. Don't worry about it. Crap. Mayuri knew that Suza was from the future, but telling her about her future daughter would be going too far. I needed to change the subject.
マユリはまだまだ幼いつまり幼女だと言っていたんだよな
Bad play from you.
あ、そうそう。マユシは幼女かわいい。
That's a very bad play.
童顔だってよく言われるんだ。
Aw.
ユキさんみたいに大人っぽく くなりたいんだけどね。
Damn. Damn, Maya's just taking it in strides.
食べる量だけは立派に大人かもしれないな。
Okay.
えへー。
She doesn't even take this in insult. She's so cute and innocent. I love her. That wasn't a compliment, Mayuri. Well, that was enough to distract her, evidently. Thank God. I'm sure she didn't forget, though.
食べ物といえば、オカリンはクリスマスに何か食べたいものある？
クリスマスパーティーのことか。
You. Maybe you. Sorry.
別に何でもいいぞ。食べられるものなら。
As long as it's edible. Oh my God.
クリスマスパーティーか。
Oh.
すずさんは初めて？
Isn't it a surprise party for Suzuha? I guess not anymore.
私たちの時代はパーティーなんてやってる余裕なかったからね。でも一度だけ父さんがどこからか美味しいチキンを調達してきてくれたことがあったっけ。それをマユ姉さんが調理するって言って父さんが止めて。
Well, Suzuha was looking at Mayuri as if she was remembering the past or future, as the case might be.
いつもよりほんの少しだけごちそうってだけだったけど、それでも嬉しかったな。
Aww. She loves juicy chicken #1 as well. Good to know. In the future, when World War III was going on, there probably wasn't much time for celebration. But even then, Mayuri was still Mayuri, trying her best to make everyone happy. I would kill people to protect her! Oh my God. Sorry, I don't know where that came from.
何か欲しいものある？
僕は可愛い女の子が
Oh
サ
my
ンタコス
fucking-
してくれればそれだけでお腹いっぱいだお。
料理はどれくらいいるかな。
Good question.
ゆきさんと一緒に用意する予定なんだけどね。そうだ、ルカ君やフェリスちゃんにも手伝ってもらおうかな。
Okay. Mayuri's head was full of thoughts about the Christmas party, it seems. She's excited.
誰かパーティーに呼びたい人いる？
Yes?
俺は別に。
You do, Maho. Yeah. I almost said no, but then I remembered someone. Hiyato Maho. She said Christmas is something you always spend with your family, but her family's still in America, so.
オカリン？
いや、
Huh?
特には。
Why? How was she going to spend her Christmas? Didn't you invite her? Didn't she say she would like to go? But I'm not sure. Oh no. Okay, what will happen now? It was after I walked Mayuri home. The second I was alone, I started thinking about this afternoon. If that really was a world line change, then what was the cause? The most likely possibility was that someone had succeeded in developing something like the phone wave. How? We were able to make one. There was no reason someone else couldn't. Another possibility was that... No, there was no use in thinking about it. Was that a country developed one? I was just mistaken. No, you are not! Don't gaslight yourself! And even if the world line did change, we weren't the cause. Not yet. We didn't have anything to do with it anymore. Whenever I was alone, I always ended up thinking about things that wouldn't do me any good. I guess even if the timeline change that happened, there's nothing Rentaro can do about it. Right? He destroyed the phone wave that they previously made, so... And they only have one time machine, but what use does it have? If it can only port back, like, into July. So, you know. Yeah. I took the phone out of my pocket and tapped the icon. No! No! No!
Hello.
Hi, my robot companion. Chris's expression was as self-satisfied as ever.
こんな時間にどうかした？
I'm lonely.
いや、なんとなく話がしたくなって。迷惑だったか？
Chris, what do you think about timeline change?
別に迷惑ってことはないわ。あんたと話すことは私のためにもなるんだし。
She was an AI after all. She wouldn't be bothered no matter the hour.
先輩とは会ってきたのよね。
Yeah.
ああ。
何の話をしたの？
あ 何って、お前とのやりとりについて報告をしただけだが。
それだけ？どこかへ誘ったりは？
Didn't we promise to invite Maho somewhere?
まだそんなこと言ってるのか？
Oh, that was
ピアジョー
previous
さんに言って
wordline.
みろ。また
Sorry.
怒られるぞ。
There was the previous wordline where Kriso said, I'll only forgive you if you invite Maho.
だってようやく先輩にも運が向いてきたかもしれないんだもの。せっかくのチャンスを掴んでもらいたいでしょ。
A big chance. Kriso seemed insistent on getting me and Maho together. Why? Sheesh, doesn't she have other things to think about? Things to think about. Would she have anything to say about that other matter?
なあ、ちょっと相談なんだが、消息不明になった人を探すにはどうすればいい？
ずいぶんと唐突ね。
身近でそんな話があったんだよ。
Yeah.
でも自分たちじゃどうすればいいのかわからなくてな。
Yeah.
詳しく教えて。
Oh shit, will Kriso actually help us in this? She leaned forward, suddenly interested. She really was a curious guy.
それが
言えないことなの？
俺だけの問題じゃないからな。
Oh.
それで相談に乗ってくれって言われても無理がある。
Well, Suzuha, I have an AI girlfriend. Would you like to share the info you have with her as well?
だよな。
Oh my god.
一般論でいいんだ。意見を聞かせてくれるだけで。
そうね。一番いいのは警察に行くことね。
Well, that was the obvious and correct answer.
あとは更新所に頼むとか、過去の新聞記事を当たるとか。あ、でもそういうことはもうやってるか。
Old newspaper articles.
どうかな。
どうかなって。まさかそんなこともやらずに探そうとしてるの？
She is a special girl.
俺も今日聞かされたばかりなんだ。
Mm-hmm.
後で確認してみる。
But Kagari was from the future, and Suzuha didn't have any personal documents in this era either, which meant that it was unlikely she'd gone to anybody in the government.
アメリカなんかではダウジングや通して人探しをやるなんて人もいるよな。
Ha
まさかあんな何の科学的根拠もないものを信じるとでも？
He's desperate,
いや
I guess.
言ってみただけだ。
よかった。もしそうだとでも言ったら二度と話なんかしないところだったわ。
Damn. She has some strong opinions on the subject. She really was just like Riso.
ありがとう。参考になったよ。
Was it?
見つかることを祈ってるわ。
Thanks.
なあ、それと
何？
Uh-oh.
いや、なんでもない。
Mm-hmm.
何よ。気になるでしょ。
本当になんでもないんだ。それじゃあ、今日はこれで。
Will you talk to her tomorrow? Yeah, he's not fully honest, she knows. What was I just about to say? I was just about to tell her about Mayadi's Christmas party to see if she wanted to go. Kriso was just an AI. She only existed inside of a computer. I guess it was just starting to see her as real.
どう？父さん。何か手がかりはあった？
Damn, it's only a day. Only a day has passed. Like, in this timeline specifically, they are pushing a lot of the Rintaro Kriso agenda right now. I'm not the biggest fan of this because Kriso is an AI, but we'll see where this will go.
いや、残念ながらこっちは何にも。
そう。
The search for Mayuri's future daughter, Shina Kagari, was taking longer than expected.
一つ聞くが、警察には行ったのか？
Nope.
うん。一応言ったんだけどね。でも、捜索願いなんかは出してない。
I see you. I was right. In order to submit the missing persons report, you needed to have an ID to prove who you were. That's why Suza hadn't done it. And also, I later learned that the only people who could submit a search request were people like family and significant others who were close to the missing person.
僕の方でも昨日、軽く警察のデータベースにハッキングをかけてみたんだけど、
Of course he
それっぽい
did.
情報は出てこんかったよ。
だろうな。
just casually doing illegal shit.
他も見てみたん
Nope.
ダルのように内部情報を見たわけじゃないがな。
There was a database of missing persons on the police homepage, but it didn't go back very far and it didn't have a lot of information. All it had was age, sex, clothes, and sometimes possessions they were carrying. Since we knew nothing about Shina Kagari, we had basically nothing to go on.
でもさ、一見平和に思えるこの世界でも身元不明者や行方不明者ってたくさんいるんだね。
Yeah. That's scary. I thought the same thing. Each year, over 100 unidentified bodies were found in Tokyo alone. Holy shit. If you expanded that to cover all of Japan, then went back 12 years, you'd have a pretty big number. And the number of missing persons was far greater. Each year, almost 100,000 people went missing. That's crazy. And 1 out of every 5 was in their teens. Of course, most of them just ran away from home, and 70% were found within a week after a report was filed. That's still insane. But if 70% of them were found in the first week, that meant that 30% of them weren't. In fact, 5% of them were never found at all, and no one ever knew if they were alive or dead. Perhaps Shina Kagari was caught up in an accident or killed, or perhaps... he's spiraling. I set up the god off the sofa.
んオカリン、どっか行くん
I don't know.
もうちょっと調べてみようと思ってな。
Okay. School would be on break soon anyway, and it wasn't like I had anything to do, Mr. I don't have hobbies. And while I hadn't been very interested at first, at some point I'd become really interested in the whereabouts of Shina Kagari. And more than anything... Yes?
ありがとう。オカリンおじさん。
He wants to help Suzuha.
別にこれくらい大したことじゃない。
Yeah.
それでもありがとう。
As long as I was looking for Kagari, Suzuha probably wasn't going to bother me about the future. Having her bring up the same thing every time we met was hard for me. If I could get her focused on something else, that would make things easier. Damn. Or so I thought, but uh-oh! But... finding clues wasn't easy. Just in case, I'd gone to the National Diet Library and looked at articles on missing persons and crimes in 1998, the year she'd gotten separated from Suzuha, but I had no luck. Okay, let me look that word up. Japan's only national library. The library consists of the main building in Tokyo, the Kansai branch in Kyoto, and several other branches located throughout the country. The main building is located on 1st Avenue in Nagata, Shidoya Ward, and is typically what people are referring to when talk about the National Diet Library. All works published in Japan are kept at this library, and while normal citizens are allowed to view said works, they do not allow them to be checked down. Okay, interesting. I actually will take a quick break, guys. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back, everyone. Let's continue. Okay. The year she'd gotten separated. Yeah, right, he didn't have any luck. Researching. Suzuha said she had been looking for Kagari every few years on her way to our time, so I knew it wouldn't be easy. Yeah, but I couldn't help but feel a little tired and disappointed. Oh no. Oh no.
どうかした？
I fucked up.
お、
何？
Why is he surprised to hear her? I called Krisu without even realizing it somehow. That's bad! That's really bad.
ねえ、昨日よりさらに疲れてるみたいだけど、大丈夫？
I don't know.
そう見えるか。
Oh my god.
声のトーンがいつもより低い。結膜に多少の充血も見られる。もしかして、昨日言ってた件を調べてたの？
Yeah, without any luck.
まあな。
I told Krisu what I'd heard from Suzuha and Daru and what I'd found at the National Diet Library.
バカね。そんなことなら私に言ってくれれば簡単にことは済んだのに。
He wasn't sure how much he should share with you, so, you know.
どういうことだ？
私ならネットワークに接続してオンライン上の情報をリサーチすることができるでしょ？
Yeah, would save a lot of time.
そうか。
I've forgotten. She was an AI that existed inside a computer. He always forgets. So something like that would be easy for her.
なんなら少しやってみましょうか？
Yes, please.
すぐにできるのか？
それほど時間はかからない。
Nice.
それじゃあ頼む。
わかった。少しだけ待ってて。
Does she know who she's even looking for? Krisa fell silent on the screen and didn't move for a moment. Maybe 30 seconds later. Yeah?
もう結果が出たのか。
ネットワーク上で検索してみたけど、1998年以降、椎名かがりという名の女性が何らかの事件や事故に巻き込まれたという情報は得られなかった。
Okay.
同姓同名の人物は3名ほど検出。ただ、年齢を考慮すると、その人物があんたの探している人である可能性は限りなく低い。ご要望なら、その人物のデータを後でメールで送るけど。
Maybe she changed her name during the time that she was by herself and not with Suzuha.
いや、いい。
When I stopped to think about it, even Suzuha would have been able to do a search for her name on the internet. And what Krisa was saying was almost certainly right. The Maxter Krisa I had known was always right.
それじゃあ、
fuck.
私にできることは以上かな。あとは、あんたたちにしかできないやり方で探すしかないわね。
What will we do though?
俺たちにしかできないやり方。
その人物がいなくなった場所の近辺で地道に情報を集めるの。究極的にアナログな方法だけどね。
Damn.
やっぱりそうなるか。
So we have to go back to Radikan, god damn it. Suzuha had been doing that forever, so I couldn't imagine I'd find anything new. But if that was my only option, then that was what I had to do.
にゃにゃ
Oh,
じゃなかった。おかりん
quickly, hair up! She must not know that we're talking to Krisa. I spun around when I heard a voice behind me.
やっぱりおかりんだにゃ。こんなところで何してるんだにゃ
What are you doing here?
ヘイリス、それに。
And? Oh!
こんにちは、岡部さん。
Lukako, huh?
な
Why?
んだ、珍しい組み合わせだな。
ついさっきそこで会ったのにゃ。そしたら、ルカニャンが荷物いっぱい持ってたから、そこまで手伝ってあげることにしたのにゃ。
I see. Why is he carrying so much stuff? I took a closer look and saw that Lukako was holding bags in both hands. If you added in what Ferris was carrying, it was quite a lot. He was trying to carry this all alone? For what? Lukako?
ねえ、ちょっと。
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
何か聞こえませんでし
Shit.
たか
Shit.
いや、これは別に何でも。
Totally nothing. Quickly hang up. My god. I quickly hid the smartphone behind my back. You didn't hang up though!
ちょっと聞いてるの？ねえ。
Uh-oh.
また聞こえたにゃ。もしかしてさっきオカリンが話していたのはそれかにゃ
You just hang the fuck
い
up.
や、これは。
It shouldn't matter if they found out. But I still felt guilty, so I closed the Amadeus app. Ah.
電話中だったのにゃ
Yes?
ああ、ちょっと知り合いに相談事をな。
Uh-huh.
相談ですか
On finding missing people, but that's not something you should know.
そういうことだったんだにゃ後ろから見たらオカリンが一人でブツブツつぶやいているように見えたからちょっと心配したにゃ
Oh. I thought you were losing your shit. Did I look like she needed to worry about me? You always look like that. But well, if she saw me talking to my smartphone in a place like this, I guess I could understand that.
でも水臭いにゃ何か困ったことがあるならフェイリスたちにも話してくれればいいのにゃそうです僕じゃお役に立てないかもしれないですけどでもお話くらいなら
ありがとう。でも、大したことじゃ。
They are there for you! That's great. Why is he breaking? What? No, wait a second. Both Ferris and Lukako had lived in Akihabara since they were born. And both of their families held important positions here. Maybe asking them wouldn't be such a bad idea after all.
実は
Hey
今、
yo, brain blast?
人を探してるんだが。
Yeah.
人ですか
I told them that I was looking for a girl who'd gone missing 12 years ago in Akihabara. Of course, I didn't tell them that she was from the future or that she was Mary's daughter, obviously.
その子がどうして行方をくらませたのか激しく疑問だにゃ
すまないが、そのあたりの事情は話せないんだ。
Damn. He mustn't tell them the full name, right? Kagari, Shina Kagari. They will figure out that it has something to do with Mayuri then. Right?
そういう話に心当たりはないかだけでも聞いてもらえれば助かるんだが。
分かったにゃ とりあえずフェイリスの方は黒木に聞いてみるにゃ。
Kuroki, her butler. By the way, isn't Kagari older than all of them? Kuroki-san was her family butler, yeah. I'd met him several times. In the same way that Ferris naturally looked like a maid, Kuroki-san just naturally looked like a butler! Of course. Come to think of it, it was rather strange for a maid to have a butler for a servant.
あとレイクインニャンニャンのご主人様たちにもそれとなく聞いてみるにゃ。
I don't think they would know.
お父さんとそれから氏子の方たちにも聞いてみます。
Okay.
悪いな。そうしてくれると助かる。
Man, he sure has some, like, big honcho people as friends. Both Kuroki-san and Lukaku's dad knew a lot of people. And they had a far better chance of finding someone than we did. I hope they could at least find some small clue.
それはそうと、ルカ子。その山ほどの荷物はどうしたんだ？
Yeah.
これは昨日お父さんのお客さんが来るっていうお話はしましたよね。
Do they eat this much shit?
実はそのお客さんの一人がしばらくうちに滞在することになって。
Okay. Who are these guests?
そ
What?
れで必要なものを買い揃えていたそうにゃ。
Okay. If they were a guest of Lukaku's father, they must be fairly old. And from what I heard yesterday, they probably had some unique hobbies.
それは大変だな。
いえ、僕もちょっと楽しいですし。
Is it fun? Lukaku shared the same blood as his dad, so perhaps he had some latent interest in those
あ
hobbies.
んまりのめり込みすぎないようにするんだぞ。
I don't even know what hobbies they're referring to because they only mentioned places that I'm not familiar with, so... Yeah, Lukaku also doesn't get it. I thought so. I gave him that warning, then went to leave. Well, I tried to leave, but... Huh?
よいしょ。
Uh-oh. He's gonna help them carry it?
ルカニャン大丈夫かにゃ。フラフラしてるにゃ。
Damn.
大丈夫です。僕だってこれくらい。
Uh-huh, is Luka in his training arc?
うん。
Yeah. He can't just turn his back on them.
よかったらお茶でも飲んでいってください。
Hey, yo.
いや、遠慮しておくよ。お客さんだっているんだろ？
そうですけど。
Can I meet them? I couldn't bear to see him struggle like that, so I'd carried his bags to the shrine with him. Ferris had gone back to her cafe. Okay.
それにしても、この荷物、いくらなんでも一人で運ぶには無理があるだろ
僕だって最近は少し力がついてきたんですよ。今日も岡部さんに言われた素振りだって。
Damn. Also changing. Hoi and Kyoma died for them. Sword exercises. There was a training I'd given him when he told me he felt too much like a girl with Samidara. I remember.
う。精神残魔流か。
Mm-hmm. It was so stupid I couldn't even laugh!
すみません。
He feels bad about mentioning it. Thinking back, I was amazed he put up with that nonsense.
ルカ、帰ったのかい？
Oh shit. I could hear his dad's voice from their home behind the shrine office.
はい、今行きます。
それじゃあ、俺はこれで。
Ah,
はい、ありがとうございました、岡部さん。
see you, Lukaku. It's been a pleasure. Lukaku bowed deeply as I left Yanabayashi Shrine. Where to now? On my way home, I thought about what the two of them had said.
でも水臭いにゃ。何か困ったことがあるならフェイリスたちにも話してくれればいいのにゃ。
そうです。僕じゃお役に立てないかもしれないですけど、でもお話くらいなら。
Yeah, he has friends that listen. I didn't realize until after they'd spoken. I had gone to Krise before I'd gone to anyone else. I'd brought up the app and started talking with her before I even realized it. It's just his habits from the Alpha Wordland where he always talked to Krise when it came to like time travel stuff and shit. And every time he had trouble, he went for her advice first. So it's not surprising that in this timeline as well, he's going for her advice first because he's just used to it, I guess, at this point. She wasn't the real Krisu, yeah. But that voice, the way she acted. Oh no, this is actually bad, man. All of it reminded me of Krisu, but she ain't real! All of it brought back the emotions I tried to hide. There was an incoming call on my phone. Okay, I think this is important. Because I could technically miss this call. I don't want to call her anymore, okay? Actually, I have to look at my guide and see what I'm supposed to do in this situation. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so apparently it doesn't matter what I choose here, so I'll just answer the call for now. It was from Krisu, yes. She was probably there to complain about me hanging up on her earlier. Would you answer this goddamn phone? That would be just like Krisu. Answer this fucking phone, I swear to God. But I didn't answer the phone. Why? I wanted him to answer. God damn it. Wasn't even able to answer? I didn't answer any of the other calls that came that day either. Okay. What date is it? The United States of America. California?
まったく、なんで私がこんなリポートしなきゃいけないのよ。
Why are we in California now? What? The reporter Jessica Edmond had rushed to the scene at her director's orders, and she was pissed off about it. And also, Jessica is great Japanese. She dreamed of Hollywood and even been in a movie once. So how did she end up reporting on this crap? On what crap?
いいから仕事をよこせと言ったのはお前だろ。
確かに言ったけど、だからってこんな事件。
落ちぶれた生意気な女優崩れを使ってやろうってんだ。感謝されたって文句言われる筋合いなんじゃない。
Okay, asshole.
なんですって？
それともここでも仕事をほっぽり出して逃げ出すか。何もかも中途半端で。そんなことだとガキの親権も取られちまうぞ。
Custody? Custody? What? She hated herself for not being able to say anything. Her stupid pride got in the way. She dreamed of being a Hollywood actress, but all she'd gotten was a small part in a B movie, and had never gone anywhere after that. Then she had a kid and came back home. Still, she loved her kid. She wanted to make sure they were taken care of no matter what she had to do.
それで、現場は？
その茂みの奥だ。
What's she reporting on? She went into the bushes, and there she saw it. What did you see? Several bodies, all brutally mutilated? What? What?
このように国内において行方不明になっている研究者は今年に入ってから5名。そのうちの3名についてはアーティフィシャルインテリジェンスの研究を行っていたとされており。
What in the fuck? Are those apes? They are all dead?
その背後には人工知能技術の発展に反対する原理的宗教主義者たちによる活動も影響しているのではないかとみて、当局ではさらに捜査を続けている模様です。
What? Okay, wait, let me reread that. Several bodies. 5 scientists have gone missing this year, and 3 of the 5 were believed to have been researching artificial intelligence. So they are thinking that people that are against AI are kidnapping these researchers, maybe even killing them. Because whether they are alive or dead is not confirmed yet, but still, 5 scientists are missing.
続きましては現場からのリポートです。ジェシカ？
Yeah?
こちら現場のジェシカ・エドモンドです。今朝早くこちらの現場で発見された遺体に関して当初人間のものと思われておりましたが、
But they're
その後の
not.
警察の調べによりますと、それがチンパンジーやオランウータンといった複数の猿の死体であることが分かりました。
Why monkeys?
ただしこれらの遺体について一部脳および頭部が欠損しているものもあるとのことで、警察では猟奇的事件として地域住民への警戒を訴えており、
That's so creepy! Guys, what the fuck is happening? What? Nuh-uh. That's insane. What the fuck is going on? Is it because I missed a single phone call?
この後授業は？
There's no way. I'm back in class, everyone.
いや、今日はもう終わりだよ。
What? If I were to answer to Chris's phone call, would things be different? Because I don't think that I had a choice in this. I don't think I could have answered a phone call. God damn it.
そっか。 じゃ、どっかで飯でも食ってく？
どうせまたカレーだろ？キッチン東海か？
Kitchen Tokai, probably a restaurant chain that sells curry. Long-established Western-style restaurant located in Jinbutsu. It offers delicious food at reasonable price. It's often filled to the brim with businessmen and students at lunchtime. The curry is especially popular. I see, curry is always popular, everyone.
昨日ちょい臨時収入あったから、今日は豪勢にモンディーかな。
Mondi. What is Mondi? Curry restaurant in Jinbutsu. Restaurant is famous for its full-bodied European-style curry, but is overall a little outside the price range of college students. Each meal comes with endless fries. Oh, hell yeah.
俺はやめておくよ。今月ちょっとピンチだし。
Ah.
そっか。じゃ、また今度な。
あ。
I was talking with my friends after class. I really started to get used to this. Before the summer, I felt really out of place at school, but now it didn't seem so bad. Back then, I thought it was special. But now I knew better. As long as you make the effort to fit in, you can find a place to belong. Yeah, making the effort is the problem most of the time. People can change. No, they change whether they want to or not, yeah. It was too late now, but I'd learned something about myself. It really was too late.
さてと、それじゃあ帰って。
Uh-oh. Hello? Leskinen? As I headed for the exit, I realized that I recognized one of the people passing through my field of vision. That was...
Leskinen 教授?
Uh-oh. Are we going to find out shit I never wanted to know? Anyway. My college went out of its way to attract exchange students, so it wasn't unusual to see foreigners. But still... Why is Leskinen here?
いない。
What do you mean? Did he just despawn? I hurried after him, but the person I just saw was already gone. Was it just mistaken? Come to think of it, the professor being here wouldn't be strange. He might have come to meet with my advisor Izaki. Izaki had wanted to get to know him.
今度教授に会ったら聞いてみよう。
I glanced in the direction he'd gone and then left the school for Akihabara. Why is Leskinen here? When I came out of the turnstile, Radikan was right in front of me like always. Yeah, one thing is consistent in this game and that's this fucking building. The time machine that Susa had used to come here was probably still on the roof. Even if people didn't go up there often, it was still amazing that no one had found it after so long. Of course it was all thanks to Ferris. She'd rented out the roof of the building and sealed it off. Of course I hadn't come here to look at the time machine. I'd gotten messages from Lukaku and Ferris after I'd left the lab last night. Both of them had asked, and neither of them were able to get any useful info for me. Not surprising, actually. It made sense when I thought about it. If there was a missing persons report, somebody might remember the police doing something, but there wasn't. But Ferris had said something interesting. Okay. Something we can build our case on? Twin Tails.
おさげの幽霊?
そうにゃ。なんでもその幽霊は何年かに一度現れて小さな女の子を見なかったかと探し回っているそうなのにゃ。
With... Huh?
何年経ってもその姿が変わらないから最近になっておさげの幽霊だって言われてるにゃ。
Who is that? Ghost of Twin Tails. Nae? I don't know who else has twin tails. There was definitely Suzuha. I see her. What would she do if she knew people thought she was a ghost? I see, so technically those are twin tails that she has. She was a ghost. Well, I held back a laugh as I tried to imagine it and then headed for Radikan. My goal, of course, was to find information on Kagari. But who are you gonna ask? This was where she vanished. Which meant this was where I was most likely to find clues. On the 4th floor? I went around to each store inside Radikan and asked, but didn't learn anything. Of course Susa would have done the same thing, so I didn't expect much. But that didn't mean I could just stop. Yeah, the parts shop. The commercial facilities. Even the back alleys. Even after all that, I went all around Akihabara asking people about Kagari. But no luck. Most likely, but I didn't learn anything useful. Some people told me the same story about the ghosts and twin tails, but no one knew anything about Kagari. If a little girl was kidnapped or got into an accident, someone might witness that. But going missing was a different thing. If Shina Kagari vanished of her own free will, All anyone could see was a 10-year-old girl walking down the street. Nobody would remember that 10 years later. Yeah, I tried to think again if there was a better way. If the police and government weren't of any use, that left someone connected to the underworld. As soon as I said it aloud, I drove the idea from my mind. How stupid. That's something the old me would have thought of. Damn. I'd given that stuff up. Damn, he really dislikes Holy Kilma. He's like, nah, I'm not my cringe self anymore. I've evolved. Yeah, I'd run all over Akihabara looking for something once before. The IBM. I wasn't looking for a person then, but a thing. The IBM. How could I forget? 6 months ago on the Alpha Word line, I'd gone looking for the same thing that Suzu had searched for in the past. Back then, that's right, Krise was with me. Yeah. Yeah. When Krise and I had learned that there was an IBN in Lukaku's storeroom, we'd work together to carry the heavy thing. Oh my god. I remember. Will you walk like a crab or you die? Oh man. I miss her. Thinking back, all she'd ever done was complain. She was strong-willed, bratty, and hated to lose, but she was still so lonely. Yeah. Yeah. Once again, I'd taken my phone out of my pocket without realizing it. You fool! You moron! Amadeus. Since I hadn't picked up any of her calls yesterday, she hadn't called at all today. I started the Amadeus icon. I stared at the Amadeus icon for a moment. And then put my phone back in my pocket. Good. Good? Good? Hello? No luck, you two? When I got back to the lab, I saw that Daru was completely exhausted. There was no need to even ask, yeah. It was obvious he hadn't found a single clue. Suza had been doing this for over half a year, so her face didn't betray her emotions anymore. Daru didn't even bother asking me how it went, yeah. He could probably tell from the look on my face.
考えてみたらさ、これまでだって鈴葉がそれなりに探してたわけでさ、それを僕ら素人が今更また蒸し返したところで新しい発見なんてあるわけないんだよな。
What is it that we could provide in the search that Suza could not, except for ask friends that we have here? I don't think there's anything else we can do. Even Krise couldn't help us. Daru said what I'd been thinking, but trying not to say.
手伝ってくれてありがとう。
We
これ以
tried,
上無理
man.
はしなくていい。捜索は私だけで続行するよ。
That's so sad, though. Suza evidently had no intention of giving up.
いや、ちょっと待って鈴葉。僕が言いたいのはさ。
Yeah?
父さんたちに無理させるわけにもいかないから。係の件は
My
私の責任なんだし。
We want to help you.
バカ言うなよ。子供の責任は親の責任だろ、上皇。
Ah, damn!
父さん。
I'm already responsible for you. Obviously.
ね、今のどう？かなりパパっぽかったと思うんだけど。
That's pretty good.
パパ大好きって言って抱きついてくれてもいいのだぜ。
Oh my gosh, she's gonna fucking deck you. Yeah. Watching these two always gave me a strange feeling. For a while after they first met, they were complete strangers. And now they were father and child, yeah. And age-wise, they were exactly the same. That's so weird. Maybe I could understand how Suzuha was feeling, but I had no idea what Daru was going through.
とにかく僕が言いたいのは、ただむやみやたらに探したところでダメだろってこと。
Yeah.
じゃあどうしろと言うんだ。
I don't know.
持ち
Chew on your
は
thumb?
持ちやって言うでしょ。こういうのはやっぱ専門家に頼むのが一番だと思うんだよね。
Who's the specialist?
専門家？
こういうのはある程度裏の世界の情報にも精通してる人に頼むのが一番だろ、上皇。
So he has the Ho and Kyoma mindset right now. I realized he'd come up with the same idea I had. My head up!
心当たりがあるの？
Hey yo.
ち、父さんを甘く見ないでほしいな。僕はオタだけど顔は広いのだぜ。
In the dark web circles.
横幅も広いけどな。
Oh my god.
茶化すなっつーの。
っていうか本気で言ってるのか？本気で 裏の世界の人間とやらにつながりがあると。
Knowing from which shop this guy worked in the previous world line, in the previous ending, I mean, I'm not surprised he knows shady people, honestly.
ちょっと連絡取ってみる。
I mean, he's also hacking and stuff, so he would be naturally connected to that shit. Before Suzuha or I could respond, he took out his phone and started typing a message to someone. Was he serious? And was text messaging the preferred way to get in touch with the criminal underworld? I mean...
どう思うおじさん。
I actually think he has underground connections. I just don't know who that might be, so...
実際にそういう人物が本当にいるのなら頼んでみてもいいとは思うが。
Yeah. In fairness, being a hacker was a pretty underworld sort of occupation too, yeah. If I knew someone like him, it was quite possible that the person he said he knew really existed.
よし、送信と。あとは返信が来れば。
Instant response. Yeah, here we go.
お。
え、もう返事が来たの？
Let's go.
うん。今からそっちに向かいますって。
She? Who?
随分と話が早い相手だな。
Oh, is it our girl Shining Finger that's coming here?
遅いよりはいいんじゃね？
Oh my god, there's no way. That was true. Is it actually her? Dada was sending another message. He was probably telling her where we were. Now all we had to do was wait for her arrival. And then the phone rang. Okay. A phone? Let me save. Can I answer this time? I can. Lukako! I guess I'll answer.
もしもし、ルカ子か？
あ、岡部さん。
Yeah.
すみません。今大丈夫ですか？
Not really.
おう、どうした？
実は僕岡部さんに相談したいことがあって。
What is it about?
相談？
今からお会いしてもらえないでしょうか？
I mean, we are currently waiting for someone from the underworld, so...
今から電話じゃ言いにくいことなのか？
はい。少し。
What is it about? Right now? Would it be okay to leave this to Daru and Suzuha?
悪い。これから客が来ることになっているんだ。
Yeah. I was interested to see what kind of person Daru's friend was.
そうですか。
What was it about?
その後からじゃダメか？
その後は僕も用事があって。
そうか。
それじゃあ。
Yeah. Just as Lukaku was about to say something. Oh no. He remembers those heels on the stairs. PTSD is hitting. I heard sharp footsteps coming up the stairs. And then a knock.
はい、どうぞ。
悪いルカ子、お客が来たようだ。後で連絡を。
It's Moika. It's Moika. It's motherfucking Moika. And then I stopped. The person who opened the door. It was.
こいつ。
Yeah.
また。
Yeah. Yeah. It's. Yeah! Moika's finally relevant, everyone. It was Kiryu Moika. I hadn't seen her since the ATF seminar.
岡部さん、どうしたんですか？岡部さん。
I just saw my worst nightmare. My own Death Reaper.
お茶どうぞ。
Oh my god. Oh my god. Rintaro's in like fight or flight mode right now. Moika was silent with her head tilted slightly forward. Seeing her caused a dull ache within me, like my heart was being squeezed dry.
どうして？
Why was she here with Daru? I had any number of doubts in my
どうし
mind.
たのかりん？
いや。
Uh-huh. Ignore my heart palpitations right now. Oh my god. Moika tilted her head a bit to the side and I quickly averted my eyes. There was no connection between Sun and us anymore. So she wasn't going to kill Mayuri. Oh my god. She wasn't going to kill Mayuri. She wasn't going to kill Mayuri. Is what he's telling himself. She wasn't going to kill her. Oh my goodness. I said it to myself over and over again and finally started to relax.
おじさん、顔色悪いよ。
Yeah, no
大
shit.
丈夫？
No, I'm not good.
気にしないでくれ。それよりもダル、説明してくれ。
How do you know each other?
ああ、この人は桐生氏。ヘンプロのライターさんだよ。
Ah, she's still having that as a cover.
桐生萌香です。
Yes, I know. I know your name. She silently handed me her business card, which had the name of a company called Arc Rewrite on it. That's the same one. Daru gave a brief explanation to me and Suzuha. She's still working at this company.
お前はどうしてこの人と知り合いに？
Yeah.
前にさ、桐生氏と担当してる雑誌で秋葉関係の都市伝説を扱った特集があったんだよね。
She's holding her phone up like it's a threat.
その時に僕のバイトのこと取材したいって申し出があってさ。
Okay.
僕のバイトってほら、あんま大きな声で言えないやつっしょ。だから取材に関しては丁重にお断りしたんだけど。
Uh-huh.
ただ、僕って普段から足がつかないようにかなり注意してるんだよね。なのに桐生氏はその僕にたどり着いた。
That's bad.
それが気になって。
That's bad.
で、会ってみたらこの通り、すげえ美人さんだったわけだ。
Oh my god. Oh my
都
god.
市伝説を追う美人ライターとか燃えざるを得ないだろう、ジョコ。
Oh my god, bro. And that's how they met. Bitch. Susa was frowning as she saw how Daru acted around Moika. She didn't say anything, but I could tell she was thinking that he'd be better off directing his attention toward her mom. Moika, for her part, seemed completely uninterested in Daru. She was wearing her usual poker face and fiddling with her phone. She's still using a Japanese feature phone instead of a smartphone, huh?
まあ、専門ってわけじゃないけど、秋葉についてはかなり詳しいみたいだし、結構裏の方の事情も知ってるっぽいから頼んでみるのもありかなって。
I don't think it's a good idea to involve her in this. Just ask her quickly, like, hey, do you still chat with FB? She'll probably kill you if she actually still does.
人探し、そう聞いた。
Yeah.
実はね、12年前に秋葉でいなくなった女の子を探してほしいんだお。
Daru told Kiryu Moika the basic story. She was dead silent the whole time, but she typed his words into her phone with incredible speed. Why? Who are you texting this to? I said nothing and just watched. She was once a rounder. Maybe she still is. Yeah, she probably still was. Was it okay to trust her? It was just a coincidence that I'd run into her here. I knew that in my head, but my heart just refused to accept it. Here in the beta worldline, we'd never encountered Kiryu Moika before. Yeah. This is the first time. Of course we hadn't. I'd chosen the beta wordline so that we wouldn't. Yeah. Even though the cause was Max Krise's life. It saved my audience.
つまり、その椎名鏡という人を探せばいいの。
Yeah, she probably doesn't even know about Mayuri's existence.
そういうこと。どうかな。
Yes, maybe?
やってみてもいい。
マジ？
Ah!
でも、
Why is he so
見
shocked?
つかるかはわからない。
She probably will.
もちろん、
I'm
その場合はしょうがないよ。
Yeah, normally Moika and I would never have run into each other like this. Of course, we might have crossed paths in Akihabara. We almost ran into each other when she'd come to interview Dr. Leskinen and Maho at the ATF seminar. Yeah, I remember. But I'd convinced myself that we were never going to meet each other directly. Was this fate? Where she and I fated to cross paths at some point. If that was the case, maybe it was better not to try to avoid her, but to watch her to see what she did. To see if she's still around her. As I listened to Daru talk to her, that was what I started to think. Yeah.
じゃあ報酬は成功報酬で、その他の必要経費はこっちで持つってことで OK?
Does she even care about money?
問題ない。
Okay.
オカリンも鈴葉もそれでいい？
私は手伝ってもらえるなら文句はない。
俺も構わない。
Okay.
じゃあ契約成立ってことで一つ。
Uh-huh. What is she doing? Moika nodded slightly and then asked us for information about Kagari that might be a clue. Stuff like the clothes she was wearing when she disappeared and what she looked like. All after that she left. Where's she going? Deep breaths. Oh my god. I didn't expect Moika to be here this early. I did say that I would be interested in seeing her again, especially because she was only at the ATF seminar and nowhere else. And now she is in front of my fucking face, helping us find Kagari. Did not expect that. All the tension suddenly drained from my body as I sank into the sofa. Yeah.
おじさん、本当に大丈夫？
I'm not.
大丈夫だ。
I am now, I guess.
緊張しただけだから。
And very scared. It was a little late, but I took some anxiety meds out of my pocket and swallowed them. Damn.
おじさん、さっきの桐生萌香って人のこと知ってたんだね。
Yeah.
え？
She could tell? Oh, yeah? It's kind of obvious.
マジで？オカリンいつの間に？
Another word line.
どうしてそう思ったんだ？
見ていればわかるよ。
I guess you have to be pretty sharp to survive on the battlefield.
いや、知らない人だ。
Not anymore.
アルファ世界線では知ってた。
Yeah. Yeah.
わかった。これ以上は聞かないけど、私なりに警戒はしておくよ。
Nice. Let's go, Suzaha.
それでいい。
You did save my ass in the alpha word line, so thank you.
一体何のこと？
緊張したっていうことさ。
Nervous is a
わ
word
か
for it.
るわ。桐生氏は美人でクールでスタイル抜群でメガネ属性まで持ってるもんな。しょうがない。
God. Yeah, that's not what I was nervous about, but
そうだ
sure.
な。
That's right! Yeah, just play into it, whatever. Yep. Suza is not convinced. If she was a part of my life now, I would just have to use her as best as I could. Maybe it was because she was gone now, or maybe it was because of the anxiety meds, but I'd calmed down enough to start thinking that way. Of course, who knew if I'd feel the same way the next time I saw her, face to face. Damn. Holy shit. Maho? Yo, Maho, what's up? The Japanese office of the Global Brain Center Comprehensive Research Organization in Wako City, Saitama. Here, Jumaho had tried her best to hold back a yawn, but in the end, she'd given up and opened her mouth so wide it covered well over half her face. Oh my gosh, she's Calby. What is it? Late night work shift? Goddamn. One reason was that she'd gotten caught up in talking to Kriso last night, and only ended the conversation after it was late into the night. At first they'd been discussing the research and experiments she'd been doing, but at some point she'd gotten sidetracked into talking about Okabe Rintaro. Of course, everyone's talking about Rintaro! My god, he's the star of the show! Evidently, he had been ignoring calls from Kriso for the last few days. Kriso was much madder at him than she was when he'd ignored her the first 8 times. It was the first sign of femininity that she'd ever seen from Maxa Kriso. What? What? Femininity is when you are mad if someone ignores your calls. That's right. Any guy that is mad at someone else for ignoring their calls, that's kind of feminine of you. What, are you gay? Sorry guys. It's just so dumb to me, huh? Ah, damn. It was cute enough that Maho couldn't help but take the chance to get back at her for all the teasing she always did. She'd end up staying up a lot later than she'd intended. And since she was too energized to sleep by that point, she'd gotten out Kriso's old laptop. Did she talk to Kriso about that laptop? She'd started to fiddle with it to see if there was some way to crack the password. And the next thing she knew, it was morning. Damn. She still didn't crack it. This reminds me of my trouble that I have sleeping. Because sometimes I'm just thinking so much and am so awake that I can't fall asleep anymore. And I'm not gonna lie, I woke up at 2 AM to do my dishes and to clean my fucking shit. Only to not fall asleep again and to get to sleep at 7 AM. So like 5-6 hours later, bro. The worst day of my life. Holy shit. Never again. Who? Leskinen, pretend you didn't see shit. Why are you here, by the way? She suddenly heard a voice behind her and almost jumped out of her chair. my god, this guy. Is she gonna go to Daro now, I wonder? She is looking for a professional.
教授戻ってたんですか？
ついさっき
Sure
ね。
He raised up his hand and showed her some plastic bags from a nearby convenience store. He'd left to get lunch just 10 minutes ago, and she'd been sure he wouldn't be back for a while. He hurried up, I guess.
それにしても日本のコンビニは食べ物の種類がいっぱいで本当に素晴らしいね。
Where do you come from? Hello?
毎日違う弁当を食べても1週間もすればすぐに新しい弁当が出る。
Do you only eat bento?
しかも店によっても味が違うから毎日コンビニでも飽きないよ。
Dude, how much bento did you fucking eat to know
コン
that?
ビニのお弁当ばかり食べていると栄養偏りますよ。
ははは。それでもアメリカの食事に比べればかなりヘルシーだよ。
Facts.
第一、食事についてのお説教だけは魔法には言われたくないね。
Damn. Shots fired. Got her ass. He was right, nutrition wasn't an important consideration for Maho. Is that why she's so small? In fact, she ate mostly cereal and meal replacement shakes, which made her diet very unhealthy. Cereal?
ところで、何をプロに頼むって？
None of your business.
あれはそのなんでもないです。なんでも。
Yeah. Don't share that info with Leskinen, I swear to God. It wouldn't bother her if Leskinen found out. It bothers me! Okay? But for some reason, she suddenly decided not to tell him. Thank God. Thank God. Your intuition told you fuck no.
私でできることなら力になるよ。
You will
あり
not.
がとうございます。その時はお願いします。
No, never do that. Never do that. Again, ever? She stood up and headed for the door. With the laptop?
魔法、どこへ行くんだい？
To a professional.
気分転換も兼ねて秋葉原に行こうかと。
Uh-huh.
気分転換で行くにしては随分遠いね。
What's it to you?
ウィンターローに会いに行くと素直に言えば許可しよう。
I think she'll admit it, so she'll let this go.
そんなんじゃ。
Totally not.
違うのかい？
ついでに会いに行ってもいいですけど。
Yeah, just exit if he's there. It's not like I'm planning to see him or anything, baka. Okabe had a laboratory in Akihabara. A laboratory, Kurisa had told her that last night. She'd said something about how he had been avoiding it for a long time, and only recently started going there again. Maho was a little interested in it too. There's only junk there. You're not interested. You will not be.
行きますけど違いますからね。そういうのじゃないですからね。
私はまだ何も言ってないよ。
Not yet.
というわけで、今日は研究は休みます。
Okay.
ウィンターローによろしく。
If I see him, Leskinen, don't be presumptuous now. First Kurisu and now the professor. Why do they keep trying to make everything about romance? They want to emotionally manipulate Rintaro, they want to get his ass, that's why. It is Leskinen does.
ああいうのもセクハラよね。今の世の中じゃ。
Is it? Does that fall under sexual harassment? For one thing, she wasn't going to Okabe's lab just to visit him. She wanted to see him again and see if she could get any hints about the password. He had said he didn't know, but he'd probably be able to come up with more than she could on her own. That was what she thought after seeing how he interacted with Amadeus. You could call it the women's intuition. I know you love her, bish. She was thinking about that when she changed trains and got off at Akihabara station. She felt like someone was watching her and spun around. It was a weekday, but the station was crowded. She looked around and all the people, but none of them seemed to be paying her much attention.
気のせい。
Uh-oh. That's bad. Someone is stalking this woman. She whispered, to no one in particular, as she started to walk again. Kurisa had told her the location of the future gadget lab. She wasn't that familiar with the layout of Akihabara, but if she needed to, she could ask her for directions. But what if she came in unannounced and Okabe wasn't there? That bothered her a little. but she decided she could just leave if that happened. Her eyes lingered on the junk parts lined up in the bins at the shops as she walked. When? When? Does she feel that someone is stalking her again? Yeah, she felt someone looking at her again. But when she turned around, she still didn't see anyone. That's bad. Who the fuck is stalking her? Is it Leskinen's bullshit army? I don't know. Shin. She started walking again, then went around the corner into an alley. Nobody's getting this PC, fuck you. And then she was sure of it. Footsteps. She could hear them behind her. Of course, that was nothing special. She would often be out walking at night and hear footsteps behind her. She'd speed up her pace, only to see an irritated man walk past a moment later. But this time, for some reason, she was sure it wasn't that. She decided to try walking faster and found the footsteps went faster too. When she went slower, so did they. Fuck. Where to go? Whenever she saw a scene like this in a movie, she imagined that she'd just kick the guy in the face. Now that it was actually happening, she was too scared to turn around. She fumbled for the phone in her pocket. The idea of calling the police never occurred to her. The only thing she thought of was the name of the man she was trying to meet. She picked it out of her call history and pressed the button with trembling fingers. She's gonna call Rintaro? What's he gonna do? Dude, my life is in your hands right now. The footsteps overlapped with the sound of the ringing. Fuck. Pick up the fucking phone! The footsteps were almost on top of her, just when she couldn't take it anymore and was about to start running. Oh! Help! Help me! She heard a voice coming from the other side of the phone. Okay. But she didn't get to say another word. By the time she realized that someone had grabbed her from behind, the phone had already slipped from her hands. Dude, is she getting kidnapped right now? What the fuck? Nah. Is she getting kidnapped? What in the fuck? I asked Kiryu Moika as I took the papers she offered me silently. So I think this is before Maho does the phone call, right? Damn. She'd contacted Dado just 10 minutes ago and told him she was on her way to the lab. And she'd arrived right at the same time, at the time she said she would. She must have been very close when she'd contacted him. What was she going to do if no one was there? No one was here. Evidently it was a report about her investigation thus far. The stack of papers was shaking a little in my hands. How much did she write, bro? I still felt some unease when Moika was in my presence. Maybe it was just because of the anxiety meds I'd taken right after she'd said she was coming, but I was still doing a lot better than yesterday. Oh shit.
おじさん。
やっぱりそう簡単に見つかるもんじゃないな。
そう。
She must have been expecting something, at least a little. There was an obvious tone of disappointment in her voice.
かがり。どこで何してるんだろう。
I don't know. Killing people, probably? With no way to answer her, I silently flipped through the pages of the report.
どうしたんオカリン？なんか有力な手がかりでもあったん？
いや、そういうわけじゃないんだが。
But?
見せて。
But? I handed the report over to Susa without complaint. I pointed to the part that interested me with my finger.
調査の中で一つ興味深い事実が浮かび上がった。この 1,2 ヶ月の間で椎名かがりという名の女性を探している人物が私たち以外にも存在するらしいということ。
Who? What?
どういうこと？
読んだままの通り。
Who? Which meant? Okay. I will definitely answer this phone call because I know who this is. Okay. Hi, hello. Answer. Normally I just ignore her call and call back later, but
悪い。ちょっといいか。
For some reason I had to answer. That's what it felt like.
もしもし。
もしもし岡部さん。私、ヒヤジョです。
Uh-oh. She sounded on the verge of panic, and my voice naturally rose to match hers.
どうした？ヒヤジョさん。
今、あなたのラボのすぐ
Uh-oh. Immediately afterwards, I hear what sounded like a struggle and then something hitting something else.
ヒアジョーさんヒアジョーさんどうした
Oh! Oh my god! And then there was only silence. Oh fuck. Bad shit. Bad shit is happening. Someone's getting kidnapped in front of my eyes. From the tone of her voice, it was obvious something bad had happened.
知り合いが誰かに襲われてる
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my
マジ
god.
知り合いって誰
Oh my god! I'm losing my shit! I'm panicking, but I didn't stay to answer this question. I grabbed the nearest thing that could serve as a weapon and ran out of the lab. What did she grab? Oh shit. Shit. She said she was close to the lab. Where the fuck is she? If she was coming from the station and that shows a route that not many people would go down, she was probably... Uh-oh. The alley directly in front of the lab. I saw someone there. They were tall and slender and I could see a tiny silhouette struggling behind them. That was... I knew it. The only girl I knew that size was Maho. The mini size. What the fuck? Is it Mayuri? Someone had grabbed her and she was trying desperately to escape.
ヒアジョーさん
Oh my god. Was it Mayuri? Looks like Mayuri. Who the fuck are you? A lightsaber! He took the fucking lightsaber with him, this moron!
I have the power of God and anime on my side!
Wait, the person who was holding her turned in surprise at my voice. Who the fuck are you? It was only then that I realized it was a woman and that she wasn't Japanese.
Okabe-san.
Is it her mom?
おいヒアジョーさんを離せ
This fucking lightsaber. Is it Maho's mom? Did she not understand me? No, but she should have been able to guess what I was getting at.
その子を離せ
I have a lightsaber and I'm not afraid to use it. I tried to strike a threatening pose with the weapon in my hand. I finally realized that what I brought was the Xylem saber. Still, it would serve as a bluff. Oh, is he gonna... since Rinitaro from the future advised his past self to use this goddamn saber to fake blood, is this thing gonna break or explode and it's gonna be like, yo, this looks like blood? I don't know.
もう一度言うぞその子を
Uh-huh.
え
It wasn't. It wasn't like what? Oh, it's you! It's her! The woman let go of Maho and smiled. She walked toward me with her arms wide open.
Are you Maho's boyfriend?
No?
はあちょ
English! My biggest weakness! Before I could ask what was going on, she wrapped her hands around my back and given me a firm hug. Dude, what was I supposed to think, man? I had no idea what the hell was going on, but the two soft objects pressed into my chest kept me from moving. Okay, immobilizing him. Bruh.
それじゃあこの人はヒアジョーさんの知り合いなのか
Yup.
ごめんなさい。私が早とちりしたせいで。
My mistake. They were working at the lab. Why did she follow Maho though?
I'm Judy Reyes. Pleasure meeting you, Mr. Okabe.
Mr. Okabe? The woman named Judy Reyes offered me her hand, her broad smile like the sun itself. I don't trust her. I don't trust her.
Nice to meet you.
Let me get my basic English out. Oh man, she's working for Leskinen. I don't trust her either.
日本語でいいわよ。
Okay, thank God you can speak Japanese.
教授って日本語喋れたんですか
Maho didn't know?
ええ、実はね。
Okay.
知らなかった。でもどうして
Why?
女も私くらいの年になるといろいろあるのよ。
Okay, what does that mean? Her mischievous wink looked pretty good on her.
それじ
Okay.
ゃあ改めて。ジュディ・レイエスよ。よろしくね。
Hi. I returned to handshake.
岡部倫太郎です
Mhm.
レイエス教授は今度日本で開かれる AI 関係の学会に出席するために来日したんですって。
Conference,
教
okay.
授っていうことはビクトル・コンドリア大学の
Mhm.
サイコフィシオロジーを研究してるわ。
Psychophysiology, the word that I can't fucking pronounce no matter how much I try. Oh my god, same!
精神生理学のことよ。つまり脳の活動によってもたらされる心の働きとか心の病気なんかについての研究をされているの。
Question: Do these dead monkeys that were found you're doing? Just
そう
asking.
いう意味では私たちの研究よりもずっと人の役に立つ研究をされていると言っていいかもしれないわね。
Uh-huh.
そんなことないわ。あなたたちのアマデウスだってこれからの発展次第では十分に役に立つ技術になるわよ。
It sure is incredible!
そう言っていただけると嬉しいです。
In short, Dr. Reyes had happened to see Maho on the streets of Akihabara and had decided to surprise her by grabbing her from behind. But why did she follow Maho? She stopped when Maho stopped. She sped up when Maho sped up. Why?
で
It's
も
shady as fuck.
レイエス教授も人が悪いですよ。駅からつけてくるなんて。
つける？魔法？私が？
What?
ええ、後ろをついてきてましたよね、ずっと。
Oh.
そんなことしてないわ。
Oh.
私はさっきそこのショップでたまたま魔法を見つけたからちょっと
Oh, fuck.
驚かそうと思っただけよ。
Shit. So someone else was following her. Maho had only just relaxed when Dr. Reyes answer drained her face of its color. So someone else was following her.
ヒアジョーさんつけられていたのか。
ええ、確かにそう感じたんだけど。
レイエス教授誰か怪しい人物を見かけたりは。
Dr. Reyes denied it with that unique shrug that foreigners always do. What do you mean? I looked back over the alley, but of course I didn't see anyone.
じゃあ私の勘違いだったのかしら。
I don't think so.
きっとそうだわ。
No.
だって日本は世界一治安のいい国でしょ。
Is it? Was it? Yeah.
魔法はこの後どうするの？
私は
Reyes seemed to sense something in Maho's silence.
なるほど、そういうこと。
Oh no.
それじゃあ私は行くわね。リンタルもそのうちゆっくり話しましょ
Uh-huh.
う。バイ。
She is probably thinking, oh, I know what's happening here. Her shirt is so short. Why? Her shirt does not even cover her full, like, upper body. Why? She gave me a meaningful wink as she left. Okay. The station was in the opposite direction. Should I have said something? I got a strange sense that she was feeling me out, but it seemed like a waste of time to resist. What?
というわけで彼女がヒアジョーさんだ。
Oh shit.
ほら前にセミナーで会ったって話したことがあったと。
Okay, we are introducing Maho to everyone now. I'll save my game here, and I'll stop my episode here, I think. I think this is a good time to stop this episode. Bad shit is happening. I don't know how the bad shit will resolve in this ending, but some bad shit will happen. That's for sure, guys. Isn't that exciting? Maybe next episode we'll see the Christmas party in a different light this time. Or maybe on the 24th of December we'll time leap again, which I hope will not be the case. Not time leap, but a change timelines. I hope that won't be the case. Man, he's already been through enough shit. Anyway, I'll start yapping, guys. I'll see you next week, everyone. Enjoy your time you have now. 2026, guys. Do the shit that you promised yourself you would do this year. Good luck with that. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.